What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pound for Pound House. UFC 300 is going down in 2 more weekends, April 13th. Super excited for this card. I'm going to talk about the whole card, just a quick few points on each fighter, and just give my thoughts and predictions on each fight. So let's just jump straight into it. Let's start off with Deiveson, Figueiredo, and Cody Garbrandt. All right, so Cody Garbrandt recently had a fight with Brian Keller, which was pretty good. He won by a first round. And then he had a unanimous decision before that. He went down to flyweight, which clearly didn't work out for him too well. He had 2 losses. Or I believe he had 1 loss or something like that. But it didn't work out. I think he was up against Kattar, France. Not his division, clearly. He's been looking a lot better. He moved back up, which is great. Deiveson Figueiredo, he had his fight against Rob Font, which he won by decision. Interesting fact, Cody Garbrandt actually lost his fight against Rob Font at one point. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, I don't see it going to the ground. It's not really something Cody does, so I don't think that's going to happen. I just think that they're just going to keep it standing. They're both vets. They both have been champions. They both are just amazing fighters. They're fun fighters to watch. Even though there's a height discrepancy here, I think Deiveson Figueiredo fits well in the weight class. It's just to be seen how far he gets there. How far he gets. Will he get through Cody Garbrandt? He's a minus 340. I think so. I think he gets it done. I don't know. Cody Garbrandt's chin has been, tested and, destroyed. So I don't know. I don't think Cody is gonna. He'll stand. I think he gets put away though. Maybe like round 2. But aside from that, I don't think Cody puts away Deiveson Figueiredo, so I don't see it going that way. I don't see it going that way at all, actually. So, but hey, that's my thought on that one. I think Deiveson Figueiredo gets it done. Maybe round 2, probably TKO or KO. Next up, Jim fucking Miller and Bobby Green. This is gonna be good, man. I think it's like a sleeper fight. I know they've been trying to go at it for a long time. They had some canceled bouts. It was a few times it was supposed to happen. It just didn't work out. But hey, now we're here. These guys are super vets. Been in the game for long enough. Fought pretty much everybody, best guys, low ranked guys, unranked guys, everything. They fought everything. And, they're similar in reach. They're, a little bit of height discrepancy, a little difference. Bobby Green got the advantage there. But look at their records, man. 31-15, 37-17. These guys are just going to go in there, just slug it out. That's all I see happening. Now, who takes the win? I don't know. That one's rough because Bobby is a great striker. He's obviously known for his striking. Jim Miller has some insane power, and Bobby Green has been put out before. It can go either way, man. It can go either way. But I'm gonna go for Jim Miller in this one. I like Bobby Green, but I'm gonna go for Jim Miller. I think Jim Miller gets it done. I think it's probably a TKO. That's how I see it happening. Moving on. Jessica Andrade and Marina Rodriguez. This is going to be a very interesting fight. Similarly to the Bobby Green, this is just going to be a stand-up fight. It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. Jessica Andrade just won against Mackenzie Dern. Marina Rodriguez beat... Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank here. She beat Michelle Waterson again. So it's going to be... It's going to be another stand-up fight. That's how I feel. They're both amazing fighters, but looking at Marina Rodriguez, I mean, there is a power discrepancy, but I feel like Marina Rodriguez is just a better striker in my opinion. So I feel like Marina Rodriguez is going to take the W in this one. How it happens remains to be seen, obviously. But it's hard to say. I think it might be a decision. I guess I'll just go with a decision on this. I don't even think this is going to be a KO or a TKO. I don't know. I don't feel like it will be. It's just, I don't know. It's going to be a good striking match, though. Let's put it that way. Another sleeper fight, which was added a little later, you know, after all the other ones were added. This was added a little late into the card. But, man, this one is going to be so much fun to see, too. Renato Moicano, who's like a freaking dog. The guy is an absolute killer. He said it. He was saying, I think he was saying it on which podcast was he saying? I don't even know. I forgot. But he's ready to die in there, which I think he's ready to die in every single fight. He doesn't care. He just came off that win with Drew Dober, where he just beat the snot out of him for the most part. But yeah, he's just a dog, man. Like, I love the guy. I think Renato Moicano is amazing. Jalin Turner came off that fight with Bobby Green, put him to sleep, which should have been stopped really quick, but never got stopped, you know. It is what it is. But, you know, this is just going to be one of those fun-ass fights. I mean, this actually might be the fight of the night. I feel like it. I feel like this would be the fight of the night. I mean, you look at this card, it's super stacked. So many fights here. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say, but I think this is just, this probably is going to be the best fight of the card. So don't miss this fight. Don't miss this. As far as who wins, there's a reason why there's no odds right there right now. I also feel like this fight is just so difficult to decide who's going to take it. Jalin Turner is so tough. Renato Moicano is so tough. These guys are just dogs, man. These guys are just coming to fight. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I had to, if a gun to my head, if I had to pick one, I guess I'll just go to Renato Moicano. So, yeah. I can't say how, because I don't know. This fight is just going to be crazy. So, Renato Moicano. Let's move on. Sodiq Yusuff and Diego Lopes. You know what? Lopes has been looking so damn good, you know, since his Mavzar fight. He had Sabatini in his last fight where he finished him, I think, round 1 TKO or KO, was it? The guy's just looking so good, man. I don't know. Like, Sodiq Yusuff has been around, but he's lost to some of the best guys. His last against Edson Barboza. So, I don't know. I don't know if Sodiq, I mean, it's just so hard to say with Sodiq Yusuff. Like, I don't know if he's going to, I don't know if he puts away Diego. I don't know if he submits Diego. I don't think he's going to be able to do that with Diego. I think Diego's just young. He's hungry. He's scary. He's just coming to kill. I don't want to count out Super Sodiq completely. He's obviously a great fighter as well, but I'm sorry I'm leaning so towards Diego, though, unfortunately. I just feel like he just has more... He's just shown that spirit more recently, and I feel like it's just more of that recency bias, so that's why. So if I had to go with somebody, it's going to be Diego Lopes. I think he gets it done. Maybe by submission. I feel like it's going to be a submission, but we'll see. We'll see. Holm versus Kayla Harrison. So this one's going to be interesting. I already made a video on this. I am going to link the video below. So please go check out that video. I'll give you my thoughts on that and my predictions. But this is going to be an interesting fight because Kayla Harrison's cutting a lot of weight in this fight. Holm is older. You know, she lost her, I believe, her last fight, if I'm correct. Yeah, she lost her last fight to Mayra Bueno Silva, and you know, so she's, I don't know. Check out my video. Check out the video. That's where my prediction is. Calvin Kattar, Aljamain Sterling. This is gonna be an interesting fight as well. Calvin Kattar, he was out for a bit, I think, with an injury, and then he had a close fight with Josh Emmett, which was, like hairline thin loss, I want to say. And then he had the fight with Chikadze where he beat the dog shit out of him. So he's had some ups and downs. I want to say that in this fight, it's probably going to be, if it stays standing, Calvin Kattar wins. And if I know anything about Aljamain Sterling, I don't think he's going to even try to keep it standing. It makes no sense for him. That's not his MO. He doesn't do those things. He doesn't keep the stiff fight standing. He goes for the ground. He calls himself the backpack for a reason. He's good at that submission, the wrestling game. I'm sure Calvin Kattar is going to be prepared for all this, but I think Aljamain is going to be able to implement his plan on Calvin Kattar. Calvin is a vet, but at the same time, I think Aljo is going to be stronger, because remember, he was cutting so much weight just to get to bantam, and now he's at feather where he doesn't have to cut as much weight. He's going to be a little bit more stronger. He's just going to be overall better, I feel. He's making his debut in the featherweight, but I think he's going to be able to get it done. I think he's just going to submit Calvin. I don't think it goes past like the second round. But if it does go past the second round, then I might say Calvin Kattar. But just to pick right now, I would probably say Aljamain Sterling second round submission. Aleksandar Rakic versus Jiri Prochazka. So I know he's the favorite. He was out on an injury. So it's interesting to see how his injury is, healed up and how he looks now. He had that injury against Jan Blachowicz. But I don't know. He was on a good tear before that, though. I think he was, I want to say he had a couple good wins. Yeah, he had Thiago Santos. He had Anthony Smith. He had a good, he had a good couple fights where he was on a winning streak. And unfortunately, the Jan Blachowicz put a little dent in his fighting win streak. And he still, once again, looks great. He's a great fighter. He's going up against Jiri Prochazka, who's an ex-champion, who's a game fighter. He's weird as hell sometimes, but the guy really is, he's a game fighter. He doesn't back up. He's really in it all the way. So, and he's scary as hell in there, and he can fight from standing, grappling, ground, wherever you want to take it. He's there. He's got a reach advantage in this fight, so which is also good for him. But we're gonna see how this one plays out. I mean, it's really hard. I mean, I want to say I would go with the ex-champ. I would go with Jiri, because I felt like that fight with Pereira was stopped a little bit early. Could have been on a little bit longer. I think he would have been able to survive the onslaught. I mean, there was a chance of that, but it is what it is. That fight is gone and done. But because of those reasons, I feel like Jiri has all the experience, and he's been those dog fights like with Glover. I think he goes and he gets a win over Aleksandar Rakic, and that kind of puts him back into the conversation again. Because, like I said, Aleksandar Rakic is a great fighter. He's a tough guy. But yeah, but if Aleksandar Rakic gets it done, then he's probably in line to get a fight. I mean, to get the title fight behind Ankalaev. Or probably he fights Ankalaev for, number one contender spot. Something like that. I mean, he's a betting favorite. But if I had to go with somebody, I'm probably going to go with Jiri. Probably a decision. I don't think it's going to be a TK or KO. I think it's going to be a decision. Okay. Bo Nickal versus Cody Brundage. All right. I swear to God, these UFC is just feeding Bo Nickal like just, leftover waste. Cody Brundage is 50% in his, win-loss record. Like, dude has lost 50% of his fights. So, I mean, what else to say? Bo Knuckle, you gotta fight somebody like Ikram Aleksandar, like Ikram Aleksandar would say it. Bo Knuckle. I mean, there's a reason why he's such a insane betting favorite. He's obviously He's just a better wrestler. He's good at a lot of things. He doesn't have the same experience as Cody Brundage on the other hand. So I don't want to like completely throw Cody Brundage out the window. But he's lost, like, he's won his last 2 fights. One against Malkoun, who just had a win over the weekend, last weekend. He's also lost against Sodiq. So he's just, I don't know. He's just getting fed to the lion. Not going to lie. And I don't have nothing against Bo Nickal. I think Bo Nickal's an amazing fighter. I think he has the potential to become a UFC champion at some point. But the problem for me is that they're just feeding him, just for the lack of better words, trash. So yeah, he probably does win this. Probably by submission. Probably by TKO. Whichever way it goes, it doesn't really matter. But if Cody Brundage does win this, then that exposes the shit out of Bo Nickal, and Bo Nickal kind of just goes back down in the rankings somewhere, and just, well, not even the rankings, just back down in the back again somewhere, and he has to work his way back up, because right now Bo Nickal's talking about fighting like Khamzat and all these other guys, and he's got to break this. He's got to break the top 10 space before we can even get there. But yeah, so this fight, Bo Nickal probably takes it. I mean, like I said, he's also just beat up trash cans for the most part. Especially like somebody like Val Woodburn, who also got beat up in his last fight that he just had too. So, I don't know. It is what it is. But, Bo Nickal by whichever way. Dubronx and Armantsarukyan. I have a video out on this as well, which I will link down below. I already gave my pick on this, but I will just tell you guys I'm going with riding with Charles Oliveira. I'm not going to dive into it because, like I said, I have a video. We'll link it. Please check it out. Same goes for Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway. Have a video. It's in the link below. Check it out. Excited for this fight. Probably my most favorite fight on this card. I want to say easily. I did say Jim Miller and Bobby Green being one of the those sleeper fights, or could be the fight of the night. This one probably would be the fight of the night. I was just a little hyped up into the fact that they're just veterans. They're great. Trying to give them some light. Give some shine. But Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway probably be the fight of the night. This is just gonna be a freaking war. That's all. Simple. Just a war. This fight is going to be a war. My pick is also in the video, so check that out, please, after you're done with this one. Zhang Weili and Xiaonan. This is interesting, but I mean, China versus China. Going to be cool to see how this plays out. But Zhang Weili's just been a dominant fighter. She's just been a dog. She's got her title back, obviously. Xian actually lost to Marina Rodriguez, I believe, who's fighting on this card as well. So, I mean, if I really got to go with somebody, I'm going to go with Zhang Weili. To me, it just makes more sense. I think she's just more of a well-rounded fighter. I think she can take it to the ground. She can strike. She can go anywhere in this fight, and she can get it done. She's also has a few more fights than Yan. But, I mean, when I look at it, they're evenly, for the most part, when it comes to, height, reach, those type of stats. But Zhang has more of the experience. She has more championship experience, more 5-round experience. And I think that gets her the W. I think that, her being so dynamic in all aspects of the game gets her the W, and she's also, just like Yan, very aggressive. So, but I think Zhang gets it done. So, by how this actually could probably go all the way. This is going to be probably an all the way 5-round fight. But if not, then maybe like a TKO or a submission. Maybe a TKO. I think could be a TKO by like in the later rounds. We'll see how Yan holds up in 4th and 5th. Moving on. The main event of the evening. So I just put out a video on Alex Perez and Jamal Hill. That is my last video. So by the end of this video, you guys will see a link to go to that one. So check that out. I gave my prediction on this as well, but I'm gonna let you guys in on what it was. It was Jamal Hill. I'm going with Jamal Hill on this, but why? Check out the video and you'll know why. But yeah, that's really my breakdown or my quick thoughts on each fight on this card. Like I said, I think this card is amazing. It, you know, took so long for it to get to where it got to, like, to kind of like put together. You know, it had us waiting a lot, but you know, it worked out. It worked out, and I'm happy about it. And I'm super glad that from the prelims all the way to the main card, each fight is going to be insane. Each fight has some sort of champion in there or some vet in there fighting. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Let me know what you guys think. What's your thoughts? Who do you guys have for your picks? Put those all in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video. Also, if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can see all the new videos I upload.